Well, we are here today in Frederick, Maryland, and we are at the Goodwill. I'm not really sure what's going on because there's a line of people out front, and if that's the case, I'm probably not going to hang around. But we're going to go in and see what we can find that we can buy and flip for a profit. Here we go. My family calls it my superpower. It's my ability to see value in things that I can buy and flip for a profit. I'm the Crazy Wife Lady, and welcome to my channel. As soon as I walked in the door, I spotted this abandoned cart, so I decided to look through the contents, and I found this picture. When I first glanced at it, I thought that it was Southern Potteries, and I was about to put it in my cart when I realized, wait, that doesn't say Southern Potteries, but it was still a nice floral picture. I didn't see any damage on it, maybe just a little discoloration, so I stuck it in my cart. And this brass Roadrunner was $4.49. I was like, you know what? I think I can make a couple bucks on that. Now the figurines is where I usually start. This one was a little confusing because his legs were taped. I don't know what was going on there. I thought at first this was a trinket box, so I actually tried to take the lid off, but then I realized that it was in fact an ornament. This was a crackle glass. It was an amber crackle glass, and I kind of looked it over. It was $4.49. I'm not sure why I ended up leaving it. I just didn't see a whole lot of potential there. If it had been any other color, I probably would have grabbed it. Well, I'm honestly not sure how I missed that Raggedy Ann. It still haunts me. But right here, there is a pheasant. They had 1440 something on there. It was very, very heavy metal. I thought, you know what, I already have a bird in my cart. This looked like it could have been Royal Hager. There were no markings on the bottom, though, and you could see it is cracked there and repaired. Again, there's Raggedy Ann. But I did notice this Raggedy Ann. Was it Anne or Andy? I can't really tell. But it was Sakura. It was definitely vintage, 1998. Anything older than 20 years is usually what they say is vintage. But I ultimately didn't take it with me. At this Goodwill, I always try to look at the bottom shelves because I never know what I'm going to find. These were interesting. I liked the design of them, but the back says not for food use. And I don't really know what else I would use the plates for other than food. Here's some more plates. Another stack of plates. These football characters, I have bought and sold these in the past, and they just didn't really perform very well at our auctions. I suspect that this glass is from Finland. You can see there it was $6.49. We've had the matching bowl before, or one very similar. So even though this was very large and very frightening to ship, I grabbed it anyway. Now I'm checking through the clear glass to see if I can find any crystal. In the back, this one looked promising. It was very heavy. There weren't any markings on it though, and I don't know crystal well enough to be able to recognize patterns without them being marked. So here again is a brand new cart, and of course I decided to dig through it a little bit. There was some green glass that caught my eye. This was a bottle. I liked the shape of it. It was $4.49. There were grapes on it and some swirl in the glass. I ultimately decided to leave that behind. I thought maybe it was a contemporary piece. I had to rearrange a little bit so I didn't break anything. But these bowls back here, they had kind of a cut pattern to them. I did look them over, but ultimately I thought, you know what, these are probably modern, more contemporary, and there was 3 of them, which is an odd number. Now digging through this bin, there were definitely some mugs in here that I wanted to check out. This one was really heavy, and I thought, you know, that could be something, but it was not. There's a wash basin with a pitcher. It was crushing everything else, so I kind of rearranged it a little bit. And in the way back, I had to reach for it. It was just a little candle votive, nothing impressive. This I thought it was neat, but I honestly, yeah, Home Goods. I was gonna say, I didn't think it was very old, and it wasn't. Now, this was another one of the bins, and you can see there is this wooden mug in there. I'm not sure exactly the purpose of this because it was very shallow. So I'm not I don't know. And the handle was kind of awkward, even with my hand. And I have pretty thin fingers, so I'm not really sure how that would work. Now, this was another bin that they had wheeled out and just left, I guess, for people to pick through. Why else would they do it? And I was really excited, you could tell, because my camera was making it a little dizzy, but this was $6.49. There was a lot of milk glass in this laundry basket, and I wasn't immediately drawn to the milk glass. There were some Franciscan pieces that I thought were really pretty. This was a sugar bowl, and I saw the lid in there, so I knew there was at least a lid, and I decided to dig that out. But let me tell you, digging through these bins, it makes me so nervous. Everything's just piled in there, but I did manage to free the lid, and to my surprise, it was not broken. I find those often, and the little finial part is broken off of the top and re-glued. Now I've decided to move around some of the milk glass, and this is an English hobnail. It was $6.49. Now I've spotted the creamer that matches the sugar, and so I have to kind of dig for it a little bit while still being careful not to break anything, because look how fragile those flutes are right there. Okay, we freed it. Look at that. And it's in good condition too. It's marked Franciscan on the bottom. It's $1.49. So both the creamer and the sugar were both $1.49. So this mug here looked interesting. I turned it over. I think it was like Sonoma or something, so it really wasn't all that fantastic. Down on the bottom shelf was this clay like beverage dispenser, and there was a wooden lid stuck on the inside. I tried getting it out, but I could not manage to get it out. And I don't think it actually went to that dispenser. I think it was just kind of shoved in there, and there was no getting it out, unfortunately. There were some bowls that matched the mug, and then there was this raku vase, and I liked the design of it. Here was a teacup and saucer. There were no markings on them. I think they were transferred. They weren't even hand painted. But these plates were Pottery Barn. And I know that the Pottery Barn brand can get kind of spendy. So the top one was $1.49. But as I went down through the stack, I realized that the other ones were, in fact, $2.49. And there were also some more $1.49s like just tucked in there. So I wasn't sure what was going on. There was an art glass frog on the shelf, and I kind of looked it over. It had a polished base. It was $6.49. I have no idea who makes it. There were no markings on it, but I figured I could still make a little bit of money on that. I went back to check out the angel, which was Mikasa, and then a cork vase. Again, checking out the bottom shelves. Here was a butterfly vase. It was $6.49. I didn't see any markings on it, but I like butterflies and they seem to sell pretty well for us, so I figured it was worth grabbing. Glancing through the vases now, there's a giant green one down on the bottom, which I will get to eventually. I went to walk by, but I had to stop and check out this blue vase. You can see it does have a contemporary sticker on the bottom that they did scribble out. And then here is an art pottery piece. It has a really nice purple glaze. I thought it was pretty. I guess it would be like a chip and dip set or something to that effect, but I ended up leaving it there. Always look at the candle holders because one of these days I'm going to find my glassy baby. It's only a matter of time. I'm still holding on to hope. Here in the glasses, this was really colorful. It looked to be hand painted. I believe it was a candle votive and not actually a drinking glass. So I'm just kind of poking through here for anything that looks interesting. I kind of liked that those were a satin finish. It's a hard cider glass, obviously. This tumbler looked like it could possibly be from Mexico, but you can see there was a giant crack on that. I moved on to another section and found this covered dish. I suspect it was a candy dish, and it was $9.49. I still picked it up just because I thought, you know what, it's worth more than that. As I was creeping here on the bottom shelves, I noticed something. This. This is a larger bowl that is from Finland, and it somewhat matched the one that I already had in my cart, so I decided to stick that in there as well. And then I got back down to look and see what else I could find. That one was just marked Italy. It wasn't very exciting. When I moved this and finally gave up on figuring it out, I noticed this serving bowl right here with the teepees on it. This is something that I have the dinner plates and the salad plates that go with this at the shop. They're worth about $40 a piece, the plates are. So I saw the serving bowl and I got really excited, and I couldn't get it in my cart fast enough. Now here's some Pyrex. You guys are always asking why I skipped the Pyrex. That really worn out yellow bowl is marked $29.99. I skipped Pyrex because a lot of the times it's priced a lot, even if it looks like that. So I don't usually look at it. Now here in the back is a painted purple plate. And I was really surprised to find all those modern stickers on the back because I thought that was vintage. So it just goes to show that they're still making that stuff. Now this looked to be the Fitz and Floyd Coquel pattern. Obviously it was not when I checked the bottom of it. Here are some more plates, and I thought maybe they could be Italy, just because they had the pears. I think they were saucers, though, and they didn't have any cups to go with them. There were so many plates, and I was thinking if I could look through the plates, I could maybe find a dinner plate to go with my serving bowl, and I didn't find anything, but it was worth looking. There's a pear bowl that goes with the plates. Here's some blue willow. There was actually 3 blue willow plates. They've sold pretty decent for us in the past, but I skipped those ones. Thought the bottom plate would be interesting, but I pulled it all apart and it really wasn't that great. Now I'm in the artwork, and there was this one piece turned upside down. I was trying to see if there was a signature under the sticker because I couldn't find a signature anywhere else on it, but my nails failed me. I could not get the sticker to peel, and I eventually just said, you know what, I give up. I wasn't sure if it was an original painting or if it was just made to look like an original painting. It kind of had me perplexed. This vase was $19.49. It was made in Italy. It was a nice, large, decorative piece. I would not say that it's necessarily Murano, but it does say made in Italy. I thought, you know what, I could get at least $40 for this because it's such a big statement piece. And I stuck it in my cart. Now this was a heavy crystal ice bucket, and I was checking that one over to see if there were any markings on the bottom. Now I've returned to the turkey figurine and I'm looking over the shelves once again, just scanning to see if there was anything I missed. And down on the bottom was this shell dish, which I've actually seen before, but not with the foot. So it was like, hey, look, I know what that is. There was an ice bucket in the back that actually had its lid. I was checking the bottom to see what the markings were. It was silver plate. I mean, I come across those and I don't normally find them with the lid. This was an art pottery candlestick, clearly. Now in the back, I've noticed this picture. It was, I think, $9.49. Yes, $9.49. But it was Fitz and Floyd, and it was a design I was not familiar with. It was kind of funky. This lady sipping on this enormous martini. And I thought, you know what, this is pretty cool. And it was not chipped or cracked, which was surprising because it is Fitz and Floyd. It has a tendency to chip and crack. So she's a pretty fancy lady. And she went in my cart. The art pottery vase in the back did have significant shipping to the flowers, but I wanted to get down and check out this green vase once and for all, just to, you know, say that I did it. Unfortunately, there was a giant chip towards the top, and it was really unforgivable. I ended up coming back to these, and I'm not sure if you saw them earlier when I was looking through the stuff on the cart, but they're Mad Hungry, and I think they're actually called Spurtles. I'd never heard that before. Now I finally made it over to the Christmas, and I wasn't expecting a whole lot. It's just one little shelf. I was hoping for a Rae Dunn cookie jar or something like that, but what I ended up finding was a Spode pitcher right here for $6.49. It is glass, obviously. It is not porcelain, but it is Spode. It has the Santa there on the top of the tree. So I started looking a little closer, and I ended up finding the glasses to go with it, which was super exciting. I was not expecting to find the glasses. I imagine my cart is making a lot of you nervous. Don't worry, nothing broke. Here is another Spode glass and another one. So I ended up with 4 glasses and the pitcher. And I did one more thorough scan of the shelves. That one had a star on the top of the tree. And a lot of you have taught me when I'm looking for Spode to look for Santa at the top of the tree, because that's usually a giveaway that it could be Spode. So there were no other Santas. Now this was a hobbyist piece. And I didn't know if it was supposed to be lighted or what was going on there. I just decided, you know what? I don't need that. I did take a quick walk through the purses just to see if anything jumped out at me. I didn't really see much. Nothing that I was excited about anyway. And then I headed towards the checkout, and I will let you guys know in the car what I spent. Well, that was a fantastic trip to the Goodwill. Our total spend was $140. I can't tell you how excited I was about that TP bowl. That was a gem. It does have some scratching on it, but those sell anywhere from $75 to $85 on eBay, so that's fantastic. I actually have an entire set of dinner plates, and those sell for about $45 a piece, and we just haven't gotten them listed yet. So now we have the serving bowl to go with it, and that's really exciting. The Spode was unexpected and also very exciting, and I think we did pretty good there. It really came down to knowing what I was looking at. I think if you didn't know, you didn't know. But the TP piece and also the Spode with the Santa on the tree, that's what you guys taught me. I recognized it right away, so I really appreciate you guys and everything you teach me, because I do learn a lot from reading the comments. So anyway, I am going to get out of here now. I'm going to head on down the road, and I will see all of you tomorrow. So long. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. In case you spotted something you just can't live without, we do post 25 to 30 new items in our eBay shop every single day, and I've posted a link to that down in the description.